Spoštovano občinstvo, dragi ljubitelice in ljubitelji slovenskega nogometa, prav lep pozdrav še iz knežjega mesta na stadionu z Dežele. Je pred nami tretji štajerski derbi to sezono, torej v 21. krogu prve lige Telemax se bosta pomerila državni prvak Celje in Maribor. Na komentatorskem mestu lepo pozdravljam Mateja Rožiča Mavriča. Zdrav, Matej.
Pozdravljeni.
Ja, danes izjemno pomembna tekma, lahko rečeva, za oboje, kajti oboje nekako vsaj v filozofijo želijo loviti vodilno Olimpijo. Maribor ima trenutno 6 točk zaostanka, no Celjani so v precej slabšem položaju, 11 točk zaostanka za vodilno Olimpijo in pravzaprav Albert Riera, zlasti on si danes novega kiksa pač ne sme več privoščiti.
Ja, ponovno smo v situaciji, ko nekako Celjani diktirajo tempo, lahko pa opazimo, da je 9 igralcev Maribora v 16-metrskem prostoru.
Ja, tu je zdaj Josifov, ruski nogometaš, ki je igral dokaj malo, danes šele drugič v začetni postavi, pa strel Karničnika, Matko! Kaj je zgrešil Matko ponovno? Neverjetno, tudi v spomladanskem delu se nekako ponavlja zgodba Aljoše Matka. Njegova izjemna neučinkovitost to sezono, koliko priložnosti je zapravil notale, pa je bila res neverjetna. Karničnik.
Nažalost falil. Na drugi strani pa mislim, da Mariborčani delujejo anemično, Celjani so bolj podjetni, kombinirajo in tukaj bo Maribor moral postoriti malo več v teh začetnih minutah.
Podaja na levo za Krajnca, Grlič. Dobro se je znašel Grlič.
Izjemno danes Grlič.
Ja. Oba zelo dobro razpoložena, Grlič, to sezono debitant v slovenskem državnem prvenstvu, dosegel je tudi že 2 gola na 18 tekmah. Širvis podajo, Tete, gol! Benjamin Tete, ganski napadalec, ki je izjemno kvaliteten in zna zadeti iz tako težkih položajev, kot je bil tudi tale, to da natančen strel. In Maribor vodi v knežjem mestu z 1-0.
Izjemna reakcija v 16-metrskem prostoru, mogoče čakamo še posnetek, ampak popolnoma sam sprejel žogo na prsa in pa potem rutinirano v daljši vratarjev kot. Mogoče ta tekma danes, ne vem, ali se samo meni zdi, ali tudi tebi, Primož, 27. minuta, ampak nekako res dosti dogajanja, konstantno smo ali na eni ali na drugi polovici. In res me veseli, da smo v slovenskem prostoru priča takim tekmam.
Ja, res. In tekma, ki je sila pomembna za oboje. Karničnik do strela, pa žoga mimo vrat, kot bo to, saj zahteva ga Karničnik. Bukovnik. Pa dolga žoga za Matka, spet dober sprejem. Matko spremlja ga Širvis. Poglejmo, Matko išče položaj za strel, kako je lačen gola Aljoša Matko, vidi se večkrat že po tisti zapravljeni priložnosti v 5. minuti. Tudi Škinas. Pa za trenutek Delorje Šobe, Josifov, tu je priložnost za izenačenje, Josifov in zaustavil ga je Bradley Mbondo.
Vemo, da je dober v igri z glavo in pa Celjani poizkušajo potem napajati ta prostor za njim.
Ja, tu je zdaj Josifov, kar nekaj lepih akcij smo že videli tega 23-letnega Rusa. Svetlin, dober položaj je bil to za strel, toda zaključek Svetlina ponovno preskromen. Lahko pričakujemo takoj izrazit pritisk aktualnih državnih prvakov v želji po izenačenju. Matko, nekaj več prostora, podaja pred vrata, prečkal je zadev Kučis, tudi nekaj smole, Celjani so danes že drugič zadeli okvir vrat Ažbeta Juga. Niko Grlič, odlično je odigral prvi polčas Grlič, Sørensen ga vendarle tokrat zaustavlja, pa Lukaš Bejger, tvegana podaja Poljaka. Za Bukovnik tudi z napako, zdaj priložnost, strelo daleč, 2-0. Zadev je Bartuk Elmas, napaka Celjanov in to je kaznoval Elmas, prvenec za mladega turškega reprezentanta v slovenski ligi, v prvi ligi Telemax. 2-0, torej vodi Maribor zdaj v knežjem mestu.
Ja, copy-paste, ampak v angleščini prvega polčasa, se pravi Celjani podjetno začeli, zadeli vratnico, Mariborčani pa ob prvi priložnosti slabo so izpeljali tukaj Celjani zadeli.
Ki lahko zdaj opravi torej zgolj eno samo menjavo oziroma eno okno, ob tem pa lahko zamenja zdaj največ seveda 3 igralce. Nekako pričakujem, da bo vstopil Mario Kvesič, kdo pa še drug, pa bomo videli. Benjamin Tete, spet zna biti nevarno. Tete, dobra podaja za Repasa, ki pa je zadev le zunanji del mreže.
Ponovno napaka Celjanov.
Ja, in brez težav je na koncu razčistil Benjamin Tete.
Ja, in v večini od teh prekinitev so bili izjemno uspešni.
Matko, močan strel Matka, no tokrat pa se je iz težkega položaja kar dobro izkazal Aljoša Matko. Kaj bi bilo, če bi recimo zadev v 5. minuti, ko so bila vrata prazna. Ostaja 0-2, Celjani želijo in iščejo seveda pot do zadetka. Tu je zdaj priložnost, močno je sprožil za Bukovnik in 1-2, Celjani zadevajo. Kučis je bil natančen, ampak tale gol vendarle bo priznan. Kučis se veseli gola 1-2. Povratnik po poškodbi, 7. zadetek za litovskega reprezentanta to sezono v 64. minuti in seveda tekma je zdaj povsem odprta, da ne vemo točno, kaj je želel. Zaustavljen Krlič, ni zdaj še kakšne prekinitve, da bi Cesar posegel po prvih 2 menjavah na tem štajerskem derbiju. Benjamin Tete, pa Jan Repas, tu je ponovno Elmas, ki se ni odločil za strel, pa priložnost za Sudanja. Tu je mojster seveda takšne igre 1-1. Sudani in obramba tudi.
Po tistem zadnjem...
Delorje Šobe, nevarna podaja, zgrešil pa je žogo Armandas Kučis. Nje to, išče se prostor za podajo pred vrata, zdaj predložek Španca, pa priložnost za izenačenje, ničesar ne prekinja David Šmajc. Strel mimo vrat.
To bo zanimivo, to bo zanimivo.
Armandas Kučis, congratulations on your return after a long absence due to the injury. Also, congratulations for your goal, but obviously you cannot be happy with the outcome of the game.
Yeah, thank you for your congratulations. Of course, we are not happy. I'm not happy with the outcome of the game. I can say that I'm happy that I'm back on the pitch with my 2 feet. I don't feel nothing. That's the only positive thing today. I know we play good, but I don't know. The result didn't show on the pitch what we played. I think we were, most of the moments better, but we concede stupid goals, and this is the result of today.
Yeah, it must be very frustrating to have all these occasions and concede silly goals, which has been happening in the past. How do you plan on overcoming this issue in the future? Do you think you have to just stick around and work harder?
Yeah, we have to stick to each other, believe on each other, believe on the coach's plans. We believe in that, but I don't know how to say it. The results will come, but we need to just believe in our work, what we do every single day, and that's it. I don't know what to say more after this game.
I want to get back to your injury for a moment. Obviously, you have been out. Your last game that you played was against Betis. What was the plan before today's game? Were you planning on coming in? Did you speak to the coach? Are you back on 100% already?
Yeah, like I said, I feel great. I don't feel nothing now in the game. The plan wasn't that I will be played, I don't know, the coach maybe thought that I will play 20 minutes. I don't know what was the plan of the coaches, but yeah, the game situation led out that I have to be on the pitch, and I was ready. Of course, a couple minutes need to adapt because I played 3 months ago. And I'm really happy that I'm on the pitch, so now I need to get back to work with the team and get ready for the Thursday game because it's also the final.
The team has been going through a difficult period. This is your 4th game without a win, and you have a very important game waiting on you during the next week. How will you try to focus on the game in order to prevent the negative motivation coming into your mind?
I think we'll forget this game very quickly. We just need to analyze a little bit and then just forget this game, move on to the next game, focus on our mistakes, what we did here, and try to not do the same mistakes as we did today. And I think in the Thursday we will show the same football but with less mistakes.
Armandas, thank you very much and good luck. Luka Kranjc, najprej čestitke za zmago proti Celju. Zelo naporna tekma, ogromno priložnosti na obeh straneh. Verjetno bi se lahko končala tudi drugače, ampak zagotovo ste zadovoljni, da je konec koncev Maribor premagal Celje prvič po več kot 3 letih na temle stadionu.
Ja, res je, težka tekma. Že pred tekmo smo se na to pripravili. Igrati tukaj v Celju je vedno težko. Mislim, da naše taktične zamisli so bile super. In na koncu smo zmagali in to je najpomembnejše.
Mi lahko zaupate več o taktični zamisli trenerja? O čem ste se pogovarjali pred tekmo? Kje je bilo največ fokusa v tem tednu oziroma v pripravi na tekmo s Celjem?
Ja, v bistvu sem vedel, da bomo mogoče tudi tekom tekme v podrejenem položaju. Na to smo se pripravili, mogli smo garati en za drugega. Mislim, da se to na igrišču tudi videlo. In na koncu borba, derbi, treba je pokazati to.
Srečanje ste danes začeli na položaju levega bočnega branilca, kjer vas sicer, ne bom rekel, da vas nismo vajeni, ampak pogosto, ko igrate na položaju centralnega branilca, je bilo to izjemoma, je kakšen poseben razlog za to?
Ne vem, mogoče zadnjih 20 minut proti Domžalam, da sem se, mislim, dokazal. Sem že igral v bistvu prej tudi na levem bočnem in ja, na koncu ni pomembno, kje igraš, pomembno je, da daš vse od sebe in ja.
Danes sta zadetek za Maribor dosegla Benjamin Teteh in pa Bartuk Elmas, dva novinca, še posebej Elmas, no Teteh je bil tu že prej. Kako ste bili sami navdušeni nad njuno predstavo? Sta lahko to dva igralca, na katera bo Maribor resno računal v tej drugi polovici sezone?
Ja, sigurno. Že proti Domžalam se je videl Elmasu, da je igralec pravega kola. Se je res zelo izkazal. Danes dosegel gol, mislim, da povsem zasluženo. In ja, mislim, bo ta pripomorila k naši igri, definitivno.
Luka, najlepša hvala in pa srečno v nadaljevanju.
Hvala tudi vam.
Boštjan Cesar, najprej čestitke za 3 osvojene točke v Celju. To je bilo prvič po več kot 3 letih, da je Maribor v Celju premagal celjsko moštvo. Zagotovo težko skrivate zadovoljstvo po tej zmagi.
Hvala, res je zadovoljen. Zadovoljen sem jaz, zadovoljni so igralci, ampak vsak čas gre igralcem, ker so odigrali res težko in zelo dobro tekmo. Kakor sem rekel že pred tekmo, da bomo mogli biti potrpežljivi, da bomo imeli svoje šanse. Izkoristili smo 2, imeli smo še 2-3 dobre priložnosti, ampak velike 3 pike gre v Maribor.
Res je, veliko priložnosti smo spremljali na obeh straneh, prava paša za oči za gledalce. Hitro bi se lahko tudi drugače razpletlo, ne? Res ste izkoristili svoje priložnosti. Kako bi rekli, oziroma kaj je najbolj vplivalo na ta razplet? V čem ste bili danes pravzaprav boljši, razen tega, da ste seveda izkoristili več priložnosti kot Celjani?
Mislim, da smo pokazali to kompaktnost, da je cela ekipa od prve do 95. minute garala, da tudi napadalci ali pa ofenzivni igralci so delali ogromno dela omazanega, tako da je bilo lažje in veznim in obrambi, tako da cela ekipa je bila homogena in jaz mislim, da je tukaj ključ do uspeha.
Luka Kranjc, ponavadi ga nismo vajeni na položaju levega bočnega branilca. Kakšen poseben razlog za to odločitev?
Luka dela fenomenalno, je dober fant in zaslužil se je šanso. Vemo, da je igral prej na štoparju, ampak mislim, da je danes odigral fenomenalno tekmo in v fazi defensive in v fazi ofensive.
Pred tekmo sva govorila tudi o Benjaminu Tetehu, ki se je znova izkazal za vsaj polovico moža odločitve, dosegel je prvi zadetek. In pa še en novinec, Elmas, ki je dosegel gol z razdalje. Verjetno ste lahko zelo zadovoljni s predstavo teh prišlekov oziroma novincev v dresu Maribora, ki so se kar hitro prilagodili na stil igre.
Dokazujejo, da so ekstra klasa in s tema 2 goloma, ampak rečem lahko tudi na treningih so fenomenalni. Seveda Tete mora priti še v ritem, je še malo v zaostanku, ampak s to kvaliteto, ko ima Tete, je fenomenalno in izkoristi skoraj vsako priložnost.
Gospod Cesar, najlepša hvala in pa srečno v nadaljevanju.
Hvala tudi vam.
Riera, before the game, we spoke about how entertaining the game between Celje and Maribor would turn out to be. I guess we can all agree it was a very special game. It offered a lot to the people watching it. I'm sure everyone enjoyed it. I also hope you enjoyed it because your team displayed quite some brilliant plays, but you probably cannot be happy with the outcome, even though you look happy.
No, I am totally satisfied. Totally satisfied. I said to the boy, wow, what a performance they did. Fantastic game. You allow me, I will start before with the fans. That I don't know if they know what it means, the word that they were singing. In football, we don't need to hit anyone and not insult. We need to enjoy. We need enemies because this is how you will make me better. We need this competence, and it's fair, but not insulting. Probably they don't know what it means exactly what they were singing. So just I want to say two things. Positive part is fantastic fans because all the game singing and all the game supporting their team, fantastic. But it can be exactly the same without insults. Okay, and then now we can talk about two things. If we talk only about the result, the score, the number, I can go now. I can go home. If we're talking about the performance, about the game, we can talk a lot of great things because we did a fantastic game. I said to the boys, we cannot do a better plan. It's just that, in front of the goal, you need to put the ball. This game is about to score goals, and you need to put the ball inside. Yeah, that's it. That's the only regret that I can have with my players.
Exactly, and that's what I wanted to talk about. It seems like the team works perfectly fine, but all of a sudden, when there's a nice occasion, you're struggling to score. For example, the occasion from the 5th minute by Matko, and it's been happening for some time now. Like it feels like the team is cursed.
Sometimes no. Probably, I don't know. It comes to my mind. I was thinking now in the dressing room, without goalkeeper, not with goalkeeper 1-against-1, without goalkeeper 6 times this season that we didn't score. This is, I don't know, if we're going to find in Europe one thing that is missing these chances. But what can I do? What I have to say to the player? He wants to score, probably, no? If he will do it on purpose, then I will complain. So the coach is from the goalkeeper till the 3 quarters. There is the talent of the players in front. They are trying their best. They want to score, but at the end, the chance of Matko in the first half, it was for 1-0. And straight away you go for 0-1, and then the game is more difficult. But we have to keep going. We don't going to stop. I think I was counting 17 games before this game, 17 games and 51 points. A lot of points still to play. We will keep believing, we will keep fighting. And the most important, what we can control is not the number at the end. What we can control is the performance during the game. And if we perform like today, I'm sure that we don't going to lose many games.
This has been the 4th consecutive game by Celje in Prva Liga Telemach without a win. Is the pressure on the team and the coaching staff mounting? Do you feel concerned about your future with the team?
My future, I don't care at all. What I care is on next Thursday that we have a fantastic game again in Europe to perform at the same level. If we can, even better. And of course, if you perform like this, as I said, we have a lot of chances to win games. So just we can be focused on this situation. As a coach, when you are asking me about my situation, what I can be focused is in to give options, solution to the players, not on to think positive or negative, or to think about this game. This game is already done. Now we cannot change anymore. So we need to think the future, to think about tomorrow, how to recover, and the players that didn't play to be ready on Thursday, to prepare them as best as possible. And I repeat again, to perform. I said to the boys in the dressing room, feel proud how you perform, because for me the success is not only the number at the end, that is the result. It's also that you feel inside that you gave everything, you did the plan, you did a fantastic performance, and then that's why this is a beautiful game, because not always win who is better in the game. That for me we were totally dominant, much better than the opponent, but this game also, if it was only who is winning every time the favorite, then we don't want to play games because you know already the score. So the most important is to keep fighting, keep believing, and playing on the same way.
I'm sure Celje has the quality to bounce back, to start winning games, to start taking advantage of the occasions. But I want to talk about one thing. Before the game, we spoke about the gap between Celje and Olimpia, which is now 11 points, and they're playing today. In case they win, it will be 14 points. Do you think in this case the title race might be over?
But again, I repeat, that's why you from outside and this normal journalist and the people, they are looking for the result. Now they are going and they say, "Oh, we lost. Oh, we are not happy." I think opposite, because for me, we can control is this performance to play like this. If we thinking only, as you said, looking for the table, looking for the points, this is like when you look at some guy and you look only the closest of him. You need to look inside. So what we're doing inside, it's good, but we need results. Of course, we need to win points to be on the top. But you don't have only to look like this, because if not, we will be very negative and we will be crying, no? And my point of view is different. I'm positive because on the way how we play, I repeat again, we will win a lot of points still, that remaining many.
Just one last question. How do you react to the reactions about the goalkeeper changes that you have been making? In the Slovenian press, there's been a lot of talk about it. How do you feel about this?
Okay, two things. The first, I'm 15 years in front of this rule, in front of the Slovenian rules, okay? Because this rule it was in Turkey 15 years ago when I was playing. They put this rule about the Turkish players. So the first is that the player under 21 who plays has to play because deserves to play. Kolar played with me 2 games before, or last year, before Christmas, because he deserved to play. Now, he's supposed to play because of one rule. No, he will play when he deserves. So the rule is very simple. When a player deserves to play, not because there is one rule, he will play because he deserves. Because from other side, we are happy that Celje is in Europe, Celje is winning points there, everybody's happy and has money also receiving from Europe because Celje is in a high level. So what I'm saying, we want Celje at the higher level. If the under 21 is ready to play, more than welcome. Also from the federation, the Slovenian federation, you said the complaint is not against the coaches that they are from first division already in Premier Liga. The complaint is why we don't have more options as under 21. This is another question, and this is something that I don't want to be involved. Just I'm focused in give the best performance of the team, and I repeat, this rule has to be done. The players, that for me, that's a stupid rule, this one, and that's why in Turkey they remove after 1 year. 15 years ago, because the player must play because deserves, not because of one rule.
So do you think the federation should remove this rule? What is your opinion about this?
They are the one, they are the owners on this, and they can decide. Just I'm telling my opinion and a fact, because in Turkey happened, and who removed the rule? It was Fatih Terim. That is the coach who won more titles in Turkey. He was in Galatasaray, and straight away he moved to the national team, and he removed straight away. And he said exactly these words. He said, the player, the Turkish player, or in this case the Slovenian player who plays, deserves to play, not because one rule. Because if not, you are removing the quality of the show. That is the game that you want to play at highest levels as possible.
Next game, Apoel. Looking forward to it.
Looking forward. Try to perform again like today. I'm sure that we will be closer to win.
Thank you very much and
Okay,
good luck.
thank you.